we back, man, with part 2 of our Honeycomb Brazy. You know, just trying to talk to the youth to understand the situations and twists and turns that they go through, could land them down the road that they ain't trying to go. I went, I ain't happy I went, you know what I mean? So I definitely ain't bragging about that, but you know what I mean? From what I'm hearing in the beginning, you know, in Happy Hills hood in Alabama back in 2012, his man Derek, you know, they call him Seth, last name Thomas, you know, allegedly shot and robbed someone while Brazy was with him. You know what I mean? So that was the first step. You know what I mean? He down there, he holding his man down. And his, you know, they robbed somebody. That's what they accused of. You know what I mean? So his man pops the dude, bang. You know what I mean? So now, you know, they peel out. You know what I mean? The victim didn't recognize, you know, the homie. You understand what I'm saying? So he told the cops that it was Brazy. You know what I mean? That shot him and got arrested. That was back in 2012. You know what I mean? So no, Brazy locked up because he ain't telling on his man. He's standing 10 toes down. Obviously, that's the way it looked. You understand what I'm saying? But we're going to get into all that and dissect it a little later. You know what I mean? And then we got on the March 24th of 2012 at Brazy's trial date. You know what I mean? He was only 16 years old. And then he was shot in the head by a 40-year-old. So you know the youngin was putting his work in. We ain't going to take that from him. You know what I mean? He was putting his work in. You know, but he needed somebody to pull him in and let him know to put that energy towards something positive. He wasn't there, so don't think that I'm glorifying it, but you got to get the props where the props is due from a street point of view. He putting his work in. Let's stop the games. You know what I mean? But what we're going to try and do now is stop the youth and the violence to understand that somebody's here to tell them not to do it. You understand what I'm saying? But it is what it is. 40-year-old got mad, popped 16-year-old in the head. So you know 16-year-old was doing his thing. Stop the games moving forward. You know what I mean? Now, dude, the 40-year-old kid, you know what I mean, that shot him, and I say kid because he's 40 years old playing with a 16-year-old when he should have not relate to him. You know what I mean? He was out on $50,000 bond. You know what I mean? And he shot his man. He shot Brazy's man over a $5 dice game. You understand what I'm saying? So now fast forward. So Brazy gone from 2012, what it looked like, all the way up to 2016. 2016, Brady gets out from as a childhood friend of 26. Ludacris Stank Moores, you know, he goes to his girlfriend's house, you know what I mean? And Stank arrives. You understand what I'm saying? So the girlfriend didn't open the door for Stank, so he kicked the joint in. Brazy was there, you know what I mean? You know, he wet the dude up, you know what it is. You know what I mean? So after he read him up, you know, he went on a run. You know what I mean? So now he going to run, but he's eventually caught up. You know what I mean? So now he get caught up, and then that incident is what really sparked all of that in the hood because they was all homies. You know what I mean? Because, you know, what it looked like that's a small area. So, you know, they had a real strong bond. And, you know, when things went array, it went really array, you know? But that's what happened. Now, the hood is a tricky thing. You know what I mean? The ones that break bread with you, you know what I mean? Those could be the ones that's going to come for your head. You know? You don't know who's with who and why they with who. But you know that they each doing it for their own personal gain. You understand what I'm saying? So they feel if they could bump you off and move forward, then you good. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like crazy. So, you know, you got to know how to just stay in your lane and know how to pick the people you deal with and deal with the people you deal with in a righteous way like you're supposed to deal with them. Because like that joint I did called Gator Bait, we talking about down in the South. You don't want to be nobody's gator bait. You know what I mean? Just keeping it real. I've said a little joking man in the video just to put the little human to it. But I mean, this kid Brazy is there with a lot of serious issues because they killed his mother. You understand what I'm saying? His grandmother and his grandfather was burned to death in the house because the oxygen tank blew up for what they said in the news. You know what I mean? The media. You know what I mean? From gunshots fired at the house. You know what I mean? And this is all by friends. The same friends that the grandfather and grandmother, you know what I mean, probably bought ice cream for while they was growing up. And treat all of them like their own grandkids. You know what I mean? Those are the same kids. So don't get it twisted. The same kids that the grandparents helped probably change their diapers. You don't know what it is. You don't know how far back they go, but you know they all grew up together. So, you know, grandma and grandpa knew them well, like they knew where grandma and grandpa lived that well. You know what I mean? And he tried to get his people out of there. He tried to get his people out the joint. You know what I mean? But they wasn't trying to move. You know what I mean? And you got to understand that because the same thing happened, you know, with me with mines. When I'm getting mines, mom didn't understand the mechanics of what I'm saying, that, yo, I'm elevating to a whole nother level and things get crazy. We got to watch out. You know what I mean? Because they got dudes like Brazy out there. You know what I mean? Keeping it real. You know what I mean? You got young hitters out there. You know what I'm saying? So when you start elevating in that state, you got to know that you're putting yourself vulnerable for that, because the more you get, the more they got their eyes on you, the more they want that prize you got. Don't get it twisted. They want that prize. You know what I mean? You already know how they say they got the crabs in the barrel. Whichever one get to the top, that's the one they grab and pull them down. It's like, where you going? You know what I mean? You can't get out here and leave us. You know what I mean? Instead of them helping him out, hoping he come back, throw a rope over and pull him each over one at a time. You know what I mean? But they don't want to give that a chance. They want to pull him back down. Now you're going to suffer with us. They don't want him to have one stench of fresh air more than him. And that's crazy. Or should I say Brazy? You know what I mean? I mean, it is what it is. You know, I'm not making light of nothing. I'm just keeping everything real as what it is. You understand? I'm using the young man's, name as far as to go hard, like how he say he wildin'. That's all it is. It's no disrespect to him, and it's not to glorify him. It's just to keep it 100. So y'all understand what I'm saying. I can talk to the youth that can understand this because they know what I'm saying. They know what I'm saying. I'm that OG going to tell you not to do it. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell the young man to take a deep breath. He just signed the contract, you know what I mean? Had the paper to get his people out the hood, you know what I mean? Offered to get him out the hood, you know what I mean? You know, now he got to use money to bury them to deal with the weight of that on his heart. And this is at 26 years old. What 26-year-old think, nigga? Come on, man. Think you going to bury your grandparents? You think your mom and daddy going to do that? Or they going to live forever? You know, so now he got to deal with that. You know what I mean? So let's hope he got the right people in his ear that'll point him to watch this video to let him know, yo, think and breathe. Because there's consequences to all actions. And sometimes you got to let Allah do what he do. That's what God is there for. You know, when you submit to him, he will bless you. You know what I mean? There is a higher power. Take it from an OG that was a kingpin, did all of that. And I'm telling you, I know now it was a higher power. Back then, I was the higher power. Wasn't nothing higher than me. I ran the hood, did what I want, had the money, do what I want. I bust my pistol when I want, and I do what I want. Because that's how gangsters do. Nobody can't tell me to do nothing. Back then, man, I do what I want to do. You know what I mean? I met females that was my age. I'm 21, 22 years old. I done met females that's my age. And I meet their mothers. You know what I mean? And, you know, I'm carrying it like if me and the mother is of equal. But that's because my financial status is up there. So in my mentality, it made me equal above my girl's mother. Which is how twisted it was. You understand? It's a whole nother world. There's rules, there's consequences, and there's actions. And there's reactions to actions. And this joint get real. So you got to know what you're doing when you do it. You got to know what you're doing when you do it. Because if you don't, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. You know, things get real. You know, I mean, you know, that's all I'm saying, man. You know, when you say you're going to do something, you do it. If you don't do it, then there's consequences to that. So that's why we keep things 100. You understand what I'm saying? That's why we keep things 100. Because there's consequences to actions. Nowadays, it seems like since I've been home, I haven't seen no consequences or repercussions for the frivolous stuff that people is doing out here. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. You know? I never seen nothing like this. You know, never seen nothing like this, man. I mean, sometimes you got to know when to tighten up and do what need to be done and do it right. Because these people is not playing, like I said. They definitely not playing. You know, when they grab us, they put us under the cage, man. Not in the cage, under the cage. So not only you got to get out the cage, but now you got to get over the cage. That's twice the fight. Them people want you to fight forever, man. Now they figure out a way for us to fight against ourselves. Because this is all, you know, black young men fighting against black young men. The same young men are supposed to be putting their resources together to try and do something positive, like buy up some property in the neighborhood. But there's nobody to tell them this. You know what I mean? There's nobody to tell them this. And I mean, it's crazy because, like I said, you know, rumor has it that they put a $2 million, you know, hit on Shorty head. You know what they could do in the hood with $2 million? They got money to put on that. Come on, you know what they could have did with that? That's the irony of what we're supposed to be looking at. You know what they could have did with that? Come on, dog. Somebody help me talk to these youth, man. Because they intelligent. Because they survivors. They young men, they surviving. They creating their own war, but they surviving in it. They create their own war. Everything we do is self-created. So it's up to self to fix it. Big shout out to my man Self and Sin for holding me down, shooting me the info and content I want with ChiChina. You know what I mean? But we got to fight for this, man. They pushing me to push you. Because I'm feeling like, man, y'all ain't listening. I'm feeling like the homie AZ said, like, y'all not listening. You know, I'm giving y'all the best content to wake you up, to put you in the frame of mind you need to be in, to be able to watch your surroundings and walk that two-step and survive, man. That's what I'm giving you. Run them videos back that I'm giving you. I'm not chasing views. I'm trying to steer people from, instead of looking up to, you know, young Brazy, you understand what I'm saying? To give them some wisdom that they caught from unique Mecca audio. You know? From the info that the homies is pumping me. Like I said, everybody get credit for this. We everybody. You know, and that's how real G's do. You know, but like I said, the young man out there doing what he do, man, you know, I'm speaking about, I might be talking a little passive, I'm trying to hold it down, talk sensible so that people understand where I'm at. That this is not about violence. We don't need violence right now. We need prayer. We need prayer for the youth, man. We need prayer for the youth. If you care about them, you pray for them. If not, shut the F up. Go get one of my shirts. If you care about them, you pray for them. And don't give up on them. Young Brazy, keep your head up, youngin'. You know what I mean? I know what it's like to be a warrior riding out there on a horse by yourself, on that big white horse, but you feel like the king you are in that jungle. But that's a self-created jungle. That ain't nothing, youngin'. You know what I mean? Let's get this thing right. You know what I mean? Let's get this thing right. You just got your big contract. Come on, dog. If you need somebody to talk to, reach out to me. If you need somebody to talk to, reach out to me. If ain't nobody else trying to tell you what's right, think. There's no greater protector than God. Let God handle your problems from here out because you don't took it to the edge, youngin'. Youngin', you took it to the edge, man, where you fast-tracking your whole life like I did. You fast-tracking your life like I did. And I love you because you're my brother. And your father is where I've been at. So he wasn't there to give you what he know he wanted to and would love to give you. Like I couldn't give my son. I got a son that's doing 29 years in prison. At 29 years old, got 9 years in already. So I know what you're going through. Because I wound up getting 26 at your age. I got life with no parole and did 26 off of that. Went in at 29 years old. My son is 29, been in 9 years on a 29-year sentence because I wasn't there. Your father's in jail for who knows how long. And I know he wanted to be there like I wanted to be there. But I'm out here now so I can speak for him and every other father's behind bars trying to save their child from this madness because we know better now, but we have no voice. So I'm giving it a voice. So if y'all can't feel the love in this, man, mother F you, man. Because we have to help the youth. We don't tell them, yeah, go hard, do this, go do that. No. Prayer. Prayer. And it don't matter what religion, prayer. It don't matter what religion, prayer. God. Remember that. When youngins is putting $2 million supposedly on somebody's head when the hood is starving, something is wrong, man. Think about what I'm saying. Something is wrong. Very wrong. And I'm angry. I'm disappointed. I need help. The youth need help. Big shout out to the homie JoJo. You know what I mean? JoJo Capone, he working with me with something. We doing some things, man. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. JoJo, holla at me, man. We got to do something about this, family. You know what I mean? This is crazy, man. Big shout out to Fredro and everybody hold me down, Dress from Black Sheep. You know what I mean? Red Alert, you know what I mean? Everybody, man. Big D, the whole family. My man Sean, my man Flip, you know, That's a team. I've been out 26 years. I didn't call it for nothing while I was in. I just betted myself so I could come out here and put myself in a position to be able to help them get more than what they're getting. Because that's what men do. I know y'all ain't used to this type of, mentality and wisdom and where I'm coming from, but I'm tapping from deep within the depths of my soul to let you know this shit is out of control, man. And we as the elders, we have to step up. And if you ain't going to step up, step out the way. Don't criticize me. Don't criticize the next man trying to do what he do. All I try and do is paint the picture of all sides of this ugly game. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The hot, the rat, the snitch, the king, the everything, man. The youth need to see it all. And they will make the right choice because they're not stupid. Because we wasn't stupid. We just messed up. We took things for granted. We took things for granted. That's where we at, man. I mean, I can't say no more plain than that, man. But like I said, this it's out of control, man. It's out of control. But we're going to get it together, man. This part 2, man. I might push another part. But I want y'all to take your time and digest this as it's dropping, man. Digest this, man. 1.
Yo, you know what time this is. Unique, the Harlem legend, the icon, the kingpin. Make sure y'all check out my YouTube channel at Unique Mecca Audio. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like my joints. Make sure you comment on the joints. And make sure you share this joint. Alright? Make sure you hit the notification button so you're notified when the videos come in. You don't want to miss it. And make sure you tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend that Unique Mecca Audio got it going on. Alright? Hey, make sure you get this joint. It's bananas. A Roaring Harlem at roaringharlem.com. You ain't gonna find another better book. Yo, get this joint while supplies last, because I'm telling you, the best book you're gonna read, 5 stars, is crack.